Hello, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Will Hedera's eco-friendly policies create strong demand for HBAR? Interesting take, and a very good question, right? We all know that Hedera is very good for its economically friendly blockchain, hashgraph. And I think this is definitely going to be something that's a very strong argument for people to want to use Hedera in the future. We already know that we're trying to go as carbon friendly as possible, right? We're seeing, for example, how cars, we're going from petrol cars to electronic cars. There's a thing that they want in the future within a certain date. I think it's 2030 or 2040 that they want all cars to be electronic. They actually want petrol cars to be a thing of the past. So we can see what they're trying to do in terms of trying to make a more friendlier environment in terms of being green, basically, and eco-friendly. So with Hedera having this use case, wouldn't this make people want to actually use Hedera way more, which is obviously a positive for HBAR? Because, even if you look at Bitcoin right now, yes, it's the OG crypto. It is the main crypto right now. It is number one because it was the first of its kind. But we all know how much energy Bitcoin mining consumes. And we all know that that's not something that people are happy about. So is that actually sustainable long term? Right? And if, let's just say, in the future, laws start getting put into place because they really are trying to put their foot down on trying to become like carbon neutral, for example, and just general making the world greener, right? Just trying to make it more eco-friendly. Well, that could potentially be a problem for Bitcoin, right? But that's where Hedera can step in and, hey, we've got one of the most eco-friendly hash graphs out there. Our network is the most eco-friendly crypto you can be involved in. And so, this would even help for people who maybe want to get into crypto, but, some people might be anti-crypto simply because they say, well, it's not eco-friendly, so I'm not willing to be involved in crypto because of that. Well, you've got the argument here that, hey, Hedera is one of the greenest networks out there, so you can get involved with us and you can feel confident that you actually are being eco-friendly when you're using our network. You're not wasting energy, etc., or anything like that, or being on one that really consumes a lot of energy, etc. So this is actually a very strong argument for Hedera, and I think it does future-wise. You might not see it that much right now because, yes, people are talking about eco-friendly, but I don't think it's being driven just as hard yet. But I think as the future progresses, more things will come into play. And I think the more demand in terms of trying to be eco-friendly will be a lot more driven. And I think as that happens, again, Hedera may be the number one go-to in that regard. So let's get into the article and we can discuss this further. So a recent study by the University College London Centre for Blockchain Technologies found Hedera to be the most sustainable public blockchain when compared to other leading players. So we've got some bullet points here. First one, the average energy consumed per transaction for Hedera was 33k less times than Ethereum. And the second bullet point is Hedera purchases carbon offsets on a quarterly basis. Okay, over the years, cryptocurrencies have grown remarkably to become one of the most coveted asset classes in the global market. However, with the rise, they have increasingly been on the radar for their carbon footprints. The estimated annualized electricity usage of Bitcoin is 136 terawatt hours, which is greater than the annual electricity consumption of nationals like Pakistan and Ukraine combined. Ethereum's transition from the proof of work to the proof of stake algorithm last year was a step in addressing the growing concerns around greenhouse gas emissions. However, over the years, the Hedera hashgraph has grown in popularity because of its eco-friendly measures. Hedera goes green. A recent study by the University College London Centre for Blockchain Technologies found Hedera to be the most sustainable public blockchain when compared to other leading players. The average energy consumed per transaction for Hedera was just 0.000003 kilowatt hours, almost 33k times less than Ethereum. In March 2022, it established a 100 million fund for sustainable business ventures with the intention of investing in projects based on Hedera that deal with carbon emissions, offsets, and removals. Moreover, an open source solution called Guardian was developed by the HBAR Foundation, which provides auditable, traceable, and reproducible records that document the emission process and life cycle of carbon credits. In addition to this, the Hedera purchases carbon offsets on a quarterly basis. As per the latest figures from Q1 2023, the network's emissions in Q4 2022 were 26 metric tons of CO2. Hedera purchased offsets for 26 metric tons of CO2 to offset the network emissions in Q1 2023. When a polluting corporation purchases a carbon credit to make up for the greenhouse gas it has emitted, it's known as a carbon offset. The fund should be then used to support global efforts to remove an equivalent amount of carbon from the atmosphere. So we'll leave it there because the rest is just talking about the price of HBAR, etc. But yes, I definitely agree in regards to this being a positive for Hedera. I mean, I know that's kind of stating the obvious, right? But I think it shouldn't be understated how big this could be for Hedera long term. It being so carbon neutral and so eco-friendly, it could really be a real big thing for Hedera in the future. Because yes, there are a lot of people talking about eco stuff right now, but I think as things progress, it will become a bigger thing. We can already even just see in terms of like what they want people to eat. They're telling people that they shouldn't be eating as much meat now, because they're saying that causes a problem as well. So you can tell that they really are starting to bring things in place to try and really make the friendly eco environment. And so Hedera is basically already in that position to take advantage of that. So many companies, if they have to follow suit in the future and want to be in an eco-friendly environment and want to boast about trying to lower their carbon footprint and things like that, Hedera can be a network that they can say, hey, this is the network we're using, which you can see is very eco-friendly. And that will obviously be beneficial for them and their business, and also obviously beneficial for Hedera. So I really do agree. I think this is a very big thing, and I do think this could be something that really does attract a lot of companies and a lot of people to Hedera, because you get people out there who protest over these kind of things, right? Protect the world and stuff like that, and they really want everybody to be trying to be as eco-friendly as possible because they are worried about what we're doing to the planet. And so Hedera clearly have put themselves in a good position in regards to trying to combat that and making them an attractive choice in that regard. So yeah, I definitely think that's a positive for Hedera. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is something that will increase HBAR's price in the future? Do you think that this doesn't really matter and don't really agree with the article? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.